Hey everybody, this is Christina Williams with Just Criminal Law. It's all we do. Today I'd like to talk about the Good Samaritan Law and drug overdoses, and I have David Mann along for the discussion. Hi, David.
Hi there, Christina. It's great to see you again here. So the Good Samaritan Law, that sounds like a good thing. Tell us a little bit about what that is.
The Good Samaritan Law, as it relates to drug overdoses, absolutely is a good thing. Unfortunately, there's only 3 states in the nation, and we're one of them, that don't have this law. But when the long and short of it is, if you are with someone who you believe is suffering from a drug overdose, and it may be from an illegal controlled substance, you receive immunity from prosecution when you call 911 to report that overdose.
Okay, so if I'm hearing you right, what I think this is that if a friend of yours has OD'd on something and it's illegal, you might think, I can't report this because it's illegal. But in states that have this Good Samaritan Law, you actually can, because you can't be prosecuted at that point. Is that right?
That's right. Not only are you immune from prosecution, but the victim of the overdose is also immune from prosecution. So that it's encouraging, this idea of drug possession or the death of someone, which is more important as a community. What do we value more? People living or prosecuting them for
Right. What is the kind of main point of this law?
Well, the point is, people and their lives are more important than convicting someone of possessing or distributing an illegal controlled substance.
Right, because somebody's in the middle of an overdose, it could be a life-threatening situation, and so this is really intended to save lives, it sounds like.
Absolutely.
And 47 of the 50 states, you say, have this law, but Wyoming and 2 others don't. So bring us into a picture of what could happen in an instance in Wyoming which doesn't have this law. Tell us about a scenario like that.
Well, say you have 2 people or a group of people that are partying, they're ingesting, say an illegal opioid drug, and one of the members of the group takes too much and is losing consciousness. Obviously everybody panics and they aren't thinking clearly, but if they know they're safe from prosecution, then that's one less thing that they're going to try to decide whether or not to do. They can just call 911 and get help.
But in Wyoming, that scenario can play out, and they might be really nervous to call 911. And they might let their friend kind of continue in this OD condition or this dangerous condition because they're afraid of what's going to happen if they pick up that phone and call the police, right?
Absolutely. It happens a lot. And so, in that situation, you can get the help of a good lawyer or, an aware defense attorney, and they can go ahead and make sure that your story is presented to the prosecutor, to the judge, and try to get you leniency that way. But the most important thing in that situation is don't hesitate. You should definitely call 911.
Yeah, it sounds like it. And then once you do call 911 and your friend is safe, then in Wyoming, you need to call a lawyer, right? So it sounds like you know all about this. So if they need to call you, how do they do that?
Click the link in the description and they can call, text, or chat with a member of my team anytime, day or night. We know you only get one shot at justice, so we want to make sure you make yours count.